You got what you deserved on that. This week, he sends me a picture of crab cakes, says they were absolutely phenomenal.
They were.
Then sends me a picture of him eating a pear, saying it was delicious. Then we get here today, and he goes, you want a pear cider? It's one of the best things I've ever tasted. I mean, what are you doing to me, dude?
So I went to the beer warehouse, whatever it's called, and I got a variety for the fridge for when we have company. And I chose pear as opposed to apple cider because I thought it was a nice curveball. And then I tried it, and it had a subtle pear taste, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Pear has
There's no real story. He has no scandal.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, you know, for you to talk about pears the way you did and to talk about crab cakes the way you did, I never would order it because I would never get excited about it. Then you send me a bowl of the two of the most.
Not what I said. We could even do one of those things where he throws in what I said in this episode. Don't speak out of tea.
You did make it sound as if you could care less about a crab cake.
I love crab cakes. I agree they're good, but they have a ceiling. When you make them the right way, they're great, and that's about as good as you can get with them. You can get someone that knows how to make them the right way, but at the end of the day, they're pretty similar.
Use the word absolutely phenomenal.
Because I went to this place.
Phenomenal.
And it was amongst one of the best crab cakes I've had.
Which you said was an impossibility.
That does not take away.
You said was an impossibility. You said you couldn't get into phenomenal territory with a crab cake. That a crab cake has a ceiling, and that's it.
It had a ceiling. It was amongst the best I've had within its ceiling. And so I said that I ordered them. I said that I liked them, and I'm not going to stop doing that. I love crab. But against the lobster roll, I maintain the lobster roll. When I'm taking the best lobster roll versus the best crab cake, I'm going lobster roll every time. I'm going to send you a crab cake picture because you're my friend, and it was very appropriate because we just had an argument over it, and I was eating one.
In all fairness, last week I ate a mayonnaise lobster roll.
You're a piece of shit.
And it was really good.
A mayo one? Not even a poached butter lobster.
It was really good.
Oh, my God. It's all smoke and mirrors here, people. Pull back the curtain. A mayo one. You couldn't even get... In my defense. Your tongue couldn't even touch a mayo lobster roll.
In my defense. And these were the waiter's exact words. I go, is it a mayo or a butter-based lobster roll? And he goes, mayo, but not a lot of mayo, so don't worry about it. He unprompted was saying to me, I know your fear of the mayo. I get this all the time. The mayo does not ruin this because mayo can't. You could hear that he was saying mayo ruins a lobster roll.
The only place to get a lobster roll is Ed's Lobster Bar, but besides that, where'd you go?
I forget the name, but it was a really nice little seafood spot. Okay. I went with a friend of mine. And we had she and I had oysters and martinis, dirty martinis and oysters.
Excuse everyone.
Yeah, and then we had a couple shrimp cocktails.
Oh, very adult.
Yeah, and then we split a lobster roll.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oysters and martinis, huh? What happened later?
Nothing, because we smelled like gin and fish.
You had gin martinis?
I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
No, vodka.
Gin and fish. That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
I will tell you, and full disclosure, I have come around slightly on pears. Okay? I came home one day. There was a rogue pear here. And I said, you know what? F it. I took a bite out of it. I will say, though, I need to find out what type of pear that was and where in its life cycle it was. Because whatever it was, it converged to that day to be absolutely I would be a hardcore pear fanatic if every pear I had was like the pear I ate that day. The problem with pears...
He's talking like these are exotic pears. They're green pears. It's the pear you always see everywhere.
No,
pear.
because the pear I sent you that I was eating yesterday was okay. But I got pears in the mail from someone sent pears, and so I thought I was going to have the same experience I had with the pear a few weeks back. And I bit it, and it was not anywhere near. And then I was told, give it a couple days, it's not ripe yet. I gave it a few more days, it still wasn't near. And now I have pears in a bag downstairs trying to get them to where I got. But I'm realizing, I don't understand how to tell you this, but the consistency of this pear I bit into was so juicy and soft and smooth and not overbearing and delightful. It was succulent. If a pear could bat 1,000 all the time, good for the pear.
All right.
But that pear on that day was terrific.
All right. I have not gone back on my cantaloupe opinion. It's a disgusting fruit. It tastes like shit. And unless you wrap a piece of salted ham around it, it's unedible.
All right.
So I stand by that.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is big because you said there's something wrong with people who buy pears.
Indeed. But to be fair, I mean, the pear is inconsistent at best then.
Maybe you don't know what the you're doing. Maybe that's what it is.
Could be.
You know? You're going to throw a whole fruit under the bus where maybe you're the problem.
I've been steering the ship that is my life for 44 years, and I think I'm doing fine.
Well,
You're going to tell me I don't know what the I'm doing because I can't get a ripe pear in my mouth?
I'm saying when it comes to pears, yes, I don't think you know what you're doing. And I think that it's unfair to say the pear is inconsistent
when the
constant in this equation is you picking different pears wrongly all the time.
When it comes to pears, do you know what you're doing?
No idea.
Really?
No clue. It's a complicated fruit. It's hard. It's hard to pick right. But that's not the pear's fault. It's a learned fruit. You have to learn the pear. But when you get it right, it's great. But you got to get.
Is that on the pear or is that on us?
It's on the pear. It's you know.
So it is. That's a strike against the pear.
Cantaloupe is very similar. Cantaloupe is a hard fruit to pick properly. Mango is another tough one. Very tough to pick.
This shit. Pears ripen from the inside out.
Yeah.
So you can't judge their ripeness by looking at the skin. To test if a pear is ripe, apply gentle pressure near the stem end, and if it gives slightly, it's most likely ready to be eaten. If they're left on the tree to ripen, they become quite mealy and unpleasant in texture. Well, I'll tell you this. I did that push in up by the stem area. It gave a little, and it still was nowhere near like the pear I had a couple of weeks ago. So if pears, if you're listening, and we know that you are, if you're listening and we know that you are, you might want to have a meeting with each other and maybe somebody set some parameters so you're all on the same page. Because what you're doing is you're ruining some of you pears are ruining it for pears for other
pears
people.
There aren't, but buying pear. Here's the thing too: you can't compare the green pear you had the other day to the pear you had a few weeks ago if the other pear wasn't a green pear.
It was green.
You know, pears are like apples. There's like 7 or 8 different kinds, and you got to, if you don't pick the right apple, you're not having the same apple experience.
Can I ask you a question downstairs? The pear I had that was succulent, what was that pear called? Anjou? Anjou? And then what was the one I had yesterday that paled in comparison?
Shit. Did you see what just happened?
No.
Pimp spelled Anjou pear correctly.
No way. No way.
No
way.
He just
Play
nailed
the
it.
lotto, as my grandmother would say.
He nailed it.
How did
this
you?
This is the word he nailed.
That's how.
Taste buds. They coming to the mic, talking about the food they hate, talking about the food they like. 2 fools gonna fight, but only 1 food can be right. Taste buds, man, yeah, they coming to the mic. I'm talking taste buds.